So in this video we're going to look at the REPL interface and just get a sort of first program started. So the first couple of things once you've got your page looking like this is just to make sure we know what sort of things there are that we can do. So on the left hand side here where we've got the number 1 and then the sort of bit we can type, that is where we're going to type our code. So that is called the code editor, where we can actually edit the code. Now some of you might prefer to have a dark background rather than a light background, so on the left side if you click on the little settings, the little cogwheel, and then you can change the theme from light to dark to however you prefer. And you might also want to change the font size so it's sort of larger, so it's easier to read. Okay, so those are some of the main parts of REPL. The next bit to look at is over here where you've got the little sort of paper and it says files. Over here if you click that, you'll see you have got the main.py. Now that is where we type all of our programs. So whenever we create a program, it is always typed into the main py file. So py is just Python. Okay, if we then have to add extra programs, you can always add more into here, and then all the files will be there, and we'll look at that in a later topic. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to run a very basic program. Now a really good tip when you are starting to program is that you should always set up your programs with a header. Now this is something they do in actual industry. So when you run your programs, we should always start with a hashtag, and the hashtag is a comment. So that is basically information for the programmer. It's not going to run any code, but it's just something that we can quickly look at and we can say, that's what that section of code is about, and we can understand. Okay, so we should always start ideally with a hashtag. And then in here I'm going to put Python 1 introduction, and then I'm also going to put today's date, which is the 26th of September, just so I know when I actually did the program. So if I need to go back to it, I can then refer back to that quite quickly. Okay, so that's the sort of basics with a comment. The next thing we're going to do is we're just going to type some very basic programs. So the first thing we're going to do when I want to output some data is I use the word print. Now in Python there is no capital P, it is all lowercase. So if I put the word print, you'll know when it's gone correct because it will highlight and change colour. Okay, if you notice at the moment it's quite yellow, but if I put PRIN, it's not quite the yellow colour. When I type the keyword, it then becomes yellow. So I'm going to put the word print, and then following the print I always have an open and a close bracket. Now when you start putting the open bracket in, often they will put the closed one in automatically for you. Okay, and then if I want to type a message in here, what I have to do is I then use the 2 speech marks above the number 2, and the first program I'm going to write is hello world, and that is quite a standard first program for lots and lots of people. Okay, so I've typed print hello world. Now to run this program and see if it actually works, I'm going to click on the run button at the top here, or I can also press Control Enter. So I'm going to press run, and then what you will see over here on the right hand side is hello world as an output. Okay, so you can then see we have got the code working there. Now if I accidentally missed a bracket on the end, what I would then see if I press run is I would then see something like this. Okay, it will come up with an error or a syntax error, which means there's a missing bracket, or there's an error in the sort of grammar of the code. And it says here unexpected EOF while passing. So what that means is there is something missing at the end, and it tells me the end. Now line 3 doesn't exist, so if you ever see the error and it says line 3, I would always have a look at the line before as well and make sure you are not missing anything on the line before. So if I now go back in here and I put the bracket back in and I press run, it will then run as it should. Okay, so if I now go down a line, I'm going to actually skip a line. Now you don't have to do this, it doesn't make a difference when you skip lines. It just sometimes makes it look a little bit nicer when you actually look at the code. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little comment here. I'm going to say task 1, and I'm going to put in here a message just to say hello, how was your day? So I'm going to put print, and I always have my brackets and I have my speech marks, and then I'm going to put hello, how was was your day? Okay, and now if I press run, what I should expect is it to print hello world, because that's the first piece of code it comes across, and then underneath hello world we will then see hello, how was your day? So if I press run, we've then got those 2 lines of code there. Okay, now for task 2, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put print, and I'm going to write my name is Mr. Hubbard. So again, it's this very sort of basic. We are just printing out messages, so we should see hello world on the first line, then hello, how was your day, and then my name is Mr. Hubbard on the next line underneath that. So if I press run, you will then see we've got 3 lines there. Okay, so what I would like you to do is have a go at task 3, and task 3 is to write a message to say something about, you know, how your day is going today. So print my day is going very well, or something along those lines. And then for task 4, I would like you to write something about your favourite hobby. So my favourite hobby is programming, or my favourite hobby is football, or something along those lines. Okay, so if you can have a go at doing that, and then what I want you to do is take a screenshot and paste that on your notebook, and then you can move on to the next lesson.